Right,
Do you want to press the button?
Yes, we can press the button. I have set it up, good to go for the draw. Right. Oh, we're already live. Apparently, it's already gone live.
Oh, geez, we could have had all of that. There's going to be some hasty editing.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Who's joined? Alan Rose in, Holly's in.
Who else we got? "17 viewers. I can't. Can you see who's on? I can't.
No, I can't either.
Well, we got 19 people in. When do members get their welcome kit, whatever it is? Ryan, it's just a basically an ID card. You'll get that when there's been enough members join to, because we buy them in batches. Otherwise, it's just we pay like a £5 per card. So we buy them in batches. So once we get like 20 members join, we send out for an order for the cards. But yeah, it's a nice to have. You will get a patch as well. I forgot about a patch.
So, shall we kick on with the monthly roundup, Jack?
Yeah. What about 23 viewers now?
Yeah, 22, 23. Excellent. So let's kick off. So firstly, everybody who's online, welcome. Thanks for joining us. This is the first of what we hope to be a monthly sort of live broadcast. Things will be a bit more polished now. Between Jack and I, we know what buttons to press and how to make everything work. Ask us offline about the calamity that we had getting this set up. So thank you everybody who's taken part in matches and supported the precision rifle scene in the UK so far this month. I think if we kick off, Jack, with a recap of the AGM, so some headline points. The GBPRA is in a really good position overall. Membership's good, funds are good. The details for the AGM will be available shortly. There's been some personnel changes.
Yep.
So Christian Westcoff and Simon Armstrong have stood down from their positions. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for all your efforts over the past 2 years of your tenure. Andre Mills has stood down from being the GBPRA treasurer. However, Andre's new role within the GBPRA is as vice chair supporting Jack, and I will be the new media officer. I don't think you'll see any great changes really, just more of the same great work promoting precision rifle shooting.
Yeah, I really want to say thank you to Simon and Christian. They've put in years of work into the GBPRA, and they've pretty much been there from the start, and they've really helped to grow into what it is. I don't think it even would exist if they hadn't been there. So big thanks. They've obviously had their fill of hassle, and they've decided to move on, which is only fair. And as Ryan alluded to, we are still looking for a treasurer. So unfortunately, no one came forward. So if you weren't there at the AGM, we've decided to co-opt members onto the committee, which means that there's not going to be an election process. We're going to go out there as members of the Exco and sort of approach people we think that would be willing and able to do a job, and then hopefully bring them onto the committee. But I'm sure someone will come forward for that job. And if you're listening and you're interested, there's not that much work involved. It's fairly. We have an accountant. It's hands off. Just yeah, please join. We need all that we can get. Right.
Good stuff. So let's kick on with the rundown of the month. So we've been through. Overall, we've had we've had quite a lot of matches actually. So there's been one centre fire match which was held by the guys at PRS UK, which we'll come to. But there's been 8 rimfire matches shot in Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So that's basically 2 for every weekend throughout April, which, let's face it, from where things were a few years ago, that's absolutely amazing. So thank you everybody who's been involved in putting on matches, who's attended and supported matches, and everybody who makes sure that we can do it.
Yeah, and
And
I've got the numbers here, by the way, and it's not over those 8 matches, those 8 rimfire matches. There were 93 shooters, and that's individual shooters. So that's not double counting anyone. That's 93 individual shooters, which is amazing. Yeah.
that's fantastic. And it was almost 40 for PRS UK, if I remember rightly.
Yes. Yeah, I think they had 37 shooters.
Fantastic. So yeah, well done everybody. It's great to see the UK scene going from strength to strength. So if we run through April, bit of a whistle stop. So first weekend in April was 6th and the 7th. April the 6th saw the Rice Ups Rimfire Rumble
Mhm.
Pro Shoot Precision. I was at that match. It was very, very windy, pretty windswept, and it was a very sporty course of fire. Headline sponsored by Tom Rice, and Tom had also written the course of fire. And as you'd expect, there was a lot of targets, a lot of movement, and it was everything. So big congratulations to Joe Pask,
Mm.
who, if I'm honest, Joe had an absolute blinder. He shot awesomely in some really high winds. Um,
Was that still in the V?
that was in the V, and on my wind meter, I clocked gusts up to 38 miles an hour.
Oof. What was it doing down the bottom? Was it swirling much, or was it just left to right?
It was basically doing what it wanted. We shot a tank trap stage at the back near the car park, and I was getting blown around whilst in position to shoot.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
good going.
sporty winds,
That is good
yeah.
going.
But no, that was cool. So well done, congratulations, Joe Pass, for chalking up his first rimfire win for the rimfire leaderboard by quite a margin as well.
Yeah,
Um,
85. Yeah, he scored 85 points, and the next nearest person was Bruce Walker and yourself on 78. So nearly a 10-point lead there. That's good.
he put a
Good.
gap on us. He put a gap on us. And also that weekend, we got the Irish Rifle League, and Northern Ireland seems to be coming really. Northern Ireland and Ireland are coming really strong with rimfire, and it's no surprise the name of the winner. Quite frankly, whose idea it was to give him a 2-2, I don't know. But congratulations to Dan Gibbons.
Mm.
Dan's been pretty much untouchable with his centre fire, and it's going to be awesome to see how well that translates to rimfire, because I know he's keen to get involved. Dan's like the rest of us. Any trigger time is great trigger time as far as Dan's concerned. So I think that could really spice up some rimfire matches later on in the year.
No, 100%. It'd be great to see him go to a Northern Ireland match and see how he fares up against the guys at Craigow and Sparing, because they're putting in a lot of matches recently, and there's some good attendance there. So there's some really good shooters over there.
Definitely. So on to mid-April. So not only was it my birthday, it was also the stalking show, and the GBPRA had a stand there. Jack, you were manning the GBPRA stand all weekend. How was it? What was it like?
Busy, really busy. Saturday was unbelievably busy. They were queuing outside the door for hours. The reception we had the attendant of the people going there was brilliant. Everyone was coming up to us. They were asking loads of questions. Hopefully, we get a few people at matches. That'd be great to see. There was definitely interest there. A few clubs as well coming up and saying how can we start running these rimfire events at our club. Yeah, it was good. And off the back of that, obviously, we've sort of decided to try and go up to the national shooting show as well.
Brilliant. So that's pretty big. So putting the GBPRA right out there. So if you're at the National Shooting Show, be sure to come over and say hi to the guys. So weekend afterwards was PRS UK full ball match, the lone full ball match for April. That was another match I was at. That was a strange one. So 2 day match, Saturday, everybody seemed to be littered with silly mental mistakes.
Mm.
And there was the wind there. Wind at Pro Shoot was its usual super tricky self. And the winner again was Dan Gibbons. So
No surprise there.
yeah, Dan was on fire. He had a really strong second day, and he narrowly pipped his brother Rory and Team GB's own Joe Pask into who was in third place. I wanted to give a shout out to Dave Arnold. Dave obviously represented Team GB in Italy last summer, and this was his first PRS UK match, and he came away winning top senior. I was squadded with Dave. He doesn't do a whole lot of football PRS shooting, and he's coming to Colorado to represent Team GB again, which is fantastic. And he was super consistent. It was really good, so it was great to see.
He's just had a new rifle
Now,
built, hasn't he? In an XLR, is that right?
yeah, that thing was hammering.
Was it?
That was really hammering. Was it Alan who built that for him, or
I think so. Yeah, GTAC.
yeah,
Is he shooting 6.5 or?
yeah, 6.5 Creed.
Nice. Well done, Dave. Well done.
Yeah, well done, Dave. And then another well done from the same weekend goes to Christian Westcoff at Derwent Valley's NRL 2-2. Christian was the winner, and that's Christian's first ever match win. So well done, Christian. Congratulations. No, that weekend was pretty busy too because we got more happening over in Northern Ireland at Cragar.
Yep. Yep.
Jacob McElwain. My notes here say Jacob McElwain by a gap because he's putting in some commanding scores, and it's put him right at the top of the Rimfire leaderboard.
Yeah.
Um, I'll be honest, I'm really excited to see like what are these guys doing differently when we go over to Ireland for the second qualifier, because the talent over there with him, Paul, and Dan Gibbons coming up from the south, that's going to be superb. I'm looking forward to sort of duking it out with those boys, and I know some of the others are keen as well.
Yeah. So I mean, what I will say is he's got a lead, but the way the scores work in the score systems work in this year, he can go down as well as up. So it's your average from the year has an impact on your score. So he's already dropped 10 points off
Ooh.
done is on his last couple because of his last couple matches. His average came down. So nothing is certain until the last minute really. If you're consistently shooting well, you can really go up the leaderboard against people who maybe have one good match, but then a few that are not so good. So uh, yeah, it's encouragement to go out there and compete because the yeah, your average will matter.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody knows that getting out there and competing, and also speaking of people getting out there and competing, same weekend again, Tamar Rangers had their NRL 22 comp,
Yeah, it was a busy
which was
weekend.
that was won by Alan Rowe, and I don't think anybody's covered more miles than Alan yet this year.
He is he goes to every single match. I think within like 200 miles of the Southwest. It's the NRL. If I get my NRL scores up here, one, two. He's not been to three of the matches on the leaderboard. He's been to every other match, and he's pretty much won. Uh, one, two, three, four. He's won four matches out of like seven. So
And
he's
not only that, Alan, the very, very first Pro Shoot Precision match, Alan shot an absolute blinder there as well. And you're chuckling. Are you reading the comments that I'm reading as well?
yeah, yeah.
So I know Ben Wood's definitely keen to get over to Ireland in August, and yeah, Ben Wood has a message which, if you want to read it, it's in the comments. Um,
For those who are watching this on YouTube tomorrow, Ben was just commented the English are coming. Obviously, for those who aren't tracking our second qualification match for the 2025 World Championships, it's going to be Northern Ireland. So I think a load of us are planning on going over. I know myself, Andre Mark, you, Ryan, and Annie are going. So
Yeah,
there'll be a lot of the English going over, and
and
I
I
know a
know
lot of the I know a lot of the Irish guys are going to come over as well. So for
it's going to be a
the
really good one, really good one.
yeah, they've been, I mean, a bit on their own, which it's hard to get to for us and it's expensive. So it's good to have a big match out there that we can all sort of go to to have a bit of cross pollination there. They've been on their own a bit too long.
I'd agree, and it's nice to get over there and support it. I know it's got a lot of meaning for the guys there, and
Mm.
registration for the second qualifier opens in a week, but we'll come back to the rest of the qualifiers shortly.
Yep.
So moving on to the following weekend, which was weekend just gone, so 27th, 28th. And I'm going to move away from PRS very briefly because Charles Cooper, who represented Team GB in France at the first IPRF World Championships, Charles was competing in the King of 2 Miles, and with Charles and Brad Borner working as a shooter and spotting pair, they had a fantastic performance, finishing ninth. So very, very well done, chaps. That's a hell of an achievement. Um, and then there was also the very first PR22 match, Paint Mines Wood. I attended that one. Sam Stewart laid it on, and he'd covered every single base, put on a really tricky course of fire. Everything ran smoothly. All of the targets were fantastic. There was no target failures. Matchbook was well written. It ran well. Great match flow. I don't think we could have asked for anything else. Um,
Uh,
and
it was great, and he's just put up a load of new dates. I think there's another 6 matches planned for this year, so he's going from strength to strength. It's great to have somewhere in the, I don't know, what would you call that, the
Northwest.
northwest, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not quite. It's not, well, yeah, it's not quite Wales, but it pretty much is.
My mum's just called me. I'm reading the notes and my mum's just called. Hi, mum. You'll be watching this, I'm sure.
But yeah, it's
um,
I know the Northerners have been moaning that there's too much down in the southwest, so it's great to have a new venue up there. And by all accounts, everyone I've talked to said it was a brilliant match, and it's a great venue. So
no, it was.
well done, Sam.
Yeah. So winner there was me. I had a big
Yeah,
smile on my face, and it also turns out was the first person to clean a PR22 match.
yeah. I've looked through all the matches I could, and you are the first person to clean a match. So
We'll take
Sam,
that.
make
That's
sure the
cool.
next one's harder.
I'm not gonna
Obviously,
lie, that was tricky.
you're making it too easy, Sam.
So that's that's April. So if we look at the national leaderboards and how all of those great performances from the members shake it out. So on the centre fire leaderboard,
Hang on, I'll get it. I'll get it up now. 2 seconds. Oh, technology! Look at that.
yeah,
Oh, you want Centerfire?
we'll do centre fire first. So
That
we've got
is.
Joe Pask, top
Oh,
of the tree.
Joe passed up a tree yet on 236 points.
And he had a really strong start to the year as well, winning at Bisley in a tricky win. So yeah, fair play. Well done, Paskey. He was super consistent at the PRS match as well. Rory Gibbons is second.
Yep, no surprise there. He's
No.
on 216.
Then we've got Paul Calvert in third place. Paul's on 212 points. So Paul's also going to Colorado. He's shooting in the military division. So
Yeah, that's right.
excellent
Yeah,
performance there. Uh, Josh Martin in fourth place. Josh had a couple of really strong performances in the PRS UK matches. Josh is on 199 points. Then in fifth place is me on 196. Andre Mills, 194. He's shooting limited.
yeah. So he's shooting a 308, and he's keeping up with. Well, I mean, he's only 2 points away from you, and you're shooting a six dasher. Uh,
I'm on a BR now, so I'm even slower.
oh, even slower.
And then we've got Lawrence Barnes, who is shooting IPRF factory division.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of limitations. He can't do most of what everyone else does. So it's quite impressive to see him right at the top. But you'd expect it, someone shooting of his caliber. He's got the experience. He's been to enough world championships now. He should be at the top of the leaderboard.
Lots knows what he's doing. Then we've got Gus Ungus in eighth. Gus has been consistent as heck with his shooting. I know he's a little bit off sorts at pro shoot a couple of weeks ago, but I think he'll come good. Adam Farwell in ninth. Adam has been shooting out of his skin all year.
Yeah. So he came out of nowhere, what, 18 months ago, 2 years? I'm sure Adam will correct me if I get it wrong. But yeah, he's come out of nowhere like 2 years ago, and now he's right up there, which is amazing. He's going out to America this year, isn't he?
He is indeed. Yeah, he's one of our open shooters.
Yeah.
And then if we draw a line at 10th spot, we've got Benjamin McElwain, Benny Mac. Benny's on 177 points. Benny's also shooting factory division for Team GB this year. I know he's waiting on another rifle so as he can do that. So I think Benny was shooting his open gun last time out for the PRS. So it's going to be interesting watching Benny make the switch. I squadded with him on Saturday. His new open rimfire is a thing of beauty. It's an absolute hammer. So onto the rimfire leaderboard then, Jack.
Right. Let's figure out if I can promise going forward it won't. We will get this right. We'll get it. Rimfire then.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. There we go. Rimfire leaderboard.
So we've got Jacob McElwain. He's had some storming wins, and he's got a commanding lead. But as Jack said, with the way the scoring works, scores can go up and go down depending on how your average is. I think it might be worth we'll either do a podcast or something just to explain the way the scoring works in a bit more detail. Then Paul Dowling, also one of the Irish. So we've got Jacob on 257 points. Paul Dowling is on 252.
Yeah, it's close. It's very close.
That's very close between them. So it's going to be good to see them battle it out, particularly when we come to the qualifiers. We've got Lawrence Barnes on 240 points.
Yep.
Andre Mills, last year's champion, on 220. Keith Bradley's right up there. Keith's another one. You know, he's one of the unsung heroes. Puts a lot of work in. Travels a long way to come and shoot from Northern Ireland onto the mainland. So it's great to see Keith getting right up there with some strong scores. And then we've got Alan Rowe, who's been everywhere, as we've said. It's really good to see Alan. Alan's up there in sixth position overall. And Alan's a factory shooter, and I think that's even more impressive when you see the scores he's been turning in against, the full open shooters. It's well done, Alan. It's only his second season of competing in PRS as well. So yeah, good on him. Well done. Yeah. In seventh place, also on 218 points, but separated by a fraction, we've got Joe Pask. I know Paskey's really keen on rimfires this year, with it being a qualification year. I spoke with him a lot on the way to and from Italy last year, and he felt like he'd missed out. So Paskey's super duper keen to come up. If you can scroll back up to the top, Jack, I think we've got, is it Ben Robinson? Ben Robinson next from Derwent Valley. Ben's a real strong, super consistent performer. So well done, Ben. We've got Ben's on 217.79 points. Then you have Richard Archer, also from Cregar Sperrin, and Richard is on 217.66 points in ninth place. Then in 10th place is me on 217.45 points. So you can see how it's starting to bunch up, and it's getting tight, and it's something that everybody's wanted, is is to have a real competition for
Yeah,
spots on the national leaderboard.
yeah. It's right from the start all the way down to the bottom. It is really tight. There's nobody who's got that much of a gap from. I mean, there's a gap between second and third, but even that's not that big compared to what we were having a few years ago. It's come the sport's come a long way in a lot of in a very short period of time.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's good to see. So, shall we have a look at the NRL 22 leaderboard next, please, Jack?
Yes, uh, NRL 2-2. There we go.
Okay, so Mr. Everywhere, Alan Rowe is sitting on top of the NRL
Mhm.
22 leaderboard.
Yep,
Um, NRL divisions work ever so slightly differently in that Alan's factory rifle, by way of the optic it has on the top of it, is classed as an open gun. So if you're unsure, check out the NRL 22 website, and that will have all the details as to how the classifications work there. But yeah, Alan Rowe's been awesome, and he's been pretty much everywhere. So deservedly, he's sitting on top. He's put the most effort in. Now, just behind Alan is John Roberts. John's one of Alan's pals, and he came through last year's PR1 course that we did to raise money for the team.
yep.
And John took to precision rifle shooting like a duck to water. He's got himself a super cool new rifle, and he's doing great. It's awesome to see. Always smiling, always involved. So much like Matt Bauer in third place, Matt Latash he's been putting some miles in as well. Darwin, Monmouth, and some of the southern ones as well. So yeah, well done, Matt. Some super consistent shooting. Um, Dave Arnold in fourth place. Well done to Dave. Um, I think our senior team's looking really, really good.
It is.
You
Yeah,
know,
it is. Yeah.
the, Dave, Dunks, Mark, and the rest of the gang are shooting more and more and turning in some amazing scores. Craig Moore, congratulations, Craig's in
Mm.
fifth.
Yeah,
Um,
he's been doing really well.
Craig's been shooting great, and I always love shooting with him. He's another one like Tom Rice. He's going to be in shorts regardless of the weather.
Although we do need to get him out of Tamar and onto a few other matches.
That'd be good. It'll be good to see him. I'm sure we'll see Craig popping up at some of the other qualifiers as well.
I think we'll see him at the
Uh,
first qualifier. Yeah, that'd be
yeah,
great.
but and again, so Simon Catling in sixth place, and that shows how strong the NRL 22 is, and the 2-2 scene is down in the southwest, because
Yep.
those guys are getting to matches, and Tamar's obviously the place to be if you want to shoot 2-2.
I mean, if you look at these three shooters here, they're all Tamar shooters, and they're right up there, right up there. Simon's another senior shooter for well, he was at the World Championships last year, so it's going to be a really good team. I'm looking forward to seeing how they do in 2025. I want more gold for GB.
Absolutely. So Christian Westcoff in seventh place, and again, Christian's been going to as many matches as he can do. He's been shooting really well. Like we said, he picked up his first win a few weeks ago, and doing great. And likewise, Adam Simfield, who, I think Adam's another unsung hero. He does a load behind the scenes
He
for
does,
the
yeah.
GBPRA, more than any of us realise. And he also puts on the shoots at Monmouth. And so, yeah, without people like Adam and Keith and the other guys putting on these matches, we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Then in ninth position, we've got Jay Forrest, and Jay is the driving force behind Derwent Valley getting into NRL 22. Super nice guy, was really welcoming when we visited for the first time back in March. And likewise, Richard Morgan. He's pretty new to the sport, been getting involved and getting everywhere. Really, really nice chap, and I hope to see more of him at more ranges and more matches throughout the rest of the year. I know he's also getting a centerfire rifle built,
Good.
so hopefully we'll see more of him. So that's the top 10 for the centerfire, the rimfire, and the NRL 22 leaderboard. Leads a nice segue into what's happening in May. So the calendar for the GBPRA website, most of the shoots are on there. There's been a couple of conflicts around this coming May bank holiday weekend, but
Yep.
if you're looking for some places to go, We've taken the effort out of it, so get your pens and paper and your notes on your phones ready to go. So, Saturday the 4th, Tamar Rangers are shooting NRL 22 plus some extras at 0-1. Saturday the 11th, Northcote Butts are hosting a PRS 22 match. It's going to be the first time they've done it. Details are on their website. Saturday the 18th is going to be a busy Saturday. So Sam at Paint Mines Wood, excuse me, he's going to be hosting a PR 22 match. Monmouth will be shooting the April and the March courses of fire at the farm, so they'll have the full distances, and it'll be an outdoor match instead of in the tunnel. That'll be an NRL 22 match.
Right.
Okay.
Oh.
Minor technical difficulty. Let's see.
Yep. Right. We have to apologise. That's it's actually my fault. I've logged in with the wrong account, so it gives us 40 minutes. First time we're going to first time under the new leadership, we're going to have ironed out all these kinks for the next one. I promise.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So let's wait and see who we've got.
Sack the media officer.
Who said that?
I'll take the brunt of that because I said I knew how to do this. Obviously, I don't. I thought I knew how to do it.
It's all good. We're viewing figures are getting back. It's okay. Yeah, 50p in the meter, Alan.
Yeah. That is literally how pretty much what happened. Yeah, I had to put another 50p in the meter. Again, apologies. I will. These kinks won't happen next month.
It's fine. Next month's going to be super slick. So Jamie's back. We're back up to 15. We'll give it another 30 seconds, see if anybody else is going to come back. Thanks everybody who texted to say the live stream's not on anymore.
Yeah, if you're just joining, apologies for that. That is my fault. I set up with the wrong account, so we only had 40 minutes and we ran out of time. I will do it correctly next time. Apologies.
I'll support you better, and it'll be a team effort. So there we go.
To be fair, if I hadn't had the issue with me forgetting to plug my headset in and pretending for about half an hour that I couldn't hear you and it was your fault, then we probably would have had it set up correctly.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so where were we at? Middle of May. What's happening? So we've got Paint Mines Woods PR22, Monmouth at the farm are going to be shooting the March and April and the May courses of fire. No, it's going to be April and May courses of fire for NRL 22. Cregar have their PR 22 match happening on the 18th of May also. Saturday, the 25th of May is Derwent Valley NRL 22, so up in the northeast, and it's great to see. We've got all of the countries, all the corners of the country covered now for 2-2, except for maybe Scotland. But I'm sure there's going to be events picking up in Scotland in due course. So May is looking like another busy month. If you wanted to, you could shoot a match every single weekend, which is what we all want to be at.
Yeah.
Now, the Rimfire qualifiers for consideration to represent Team GB at next year's World Championship. I'm going to poke the bear a little bit, Jack. Have we had any idea or any clues yet as to where the World Championships could be held next year?
Nothing I can confirm yet, unfortunately.
Okay, so we're still waiting.
We're still waiting on the IPRF. On their final decision. If you weren't aware, we have bid for it. So touch wood, still waiting on their final decision. But the good news is we have decided where qualification match number 3 is going to be. Haven't set a final date yet, but it's going to be at Monmouth. So far we've got somewhere in the southwest, somewhere in Northern Ireland, and then we've got a venue in Wales, and then our fourth one will be somewhere up north. I'm in talks with a few people now, so we'll see.
Awesome. Awesome. So dates for your diaries for Rimfire qualification matches. 01, which is now live. Registrations are open on Ultimate Ballistics, is at 01 down in Devon, July 27th to the 28th.
Yep,
That's going to be a great match. Devon in the summer is a beautiful place.
beautiful. Yeah,
And then in August, we're at, is it Cregger or Cregar?
I don't know. I've just been saying Cregar. Probably
I was
got
just
that wrong.
copying you.
I probably got that wrong, but we're going with it. That's what it's called
Yeah,
now.
that's fine. There we
Just
go.
like just like Joperland.
If you don't know, that's a Viking Trail reference, and for all of our the British and the Irish guys heading over to Norway for the
Yeah.
Viking Trail, good luck. Along with actually all of our other international friends, because there's people going from all over the US and all over
Mhm.
Europe are descending onto. It looks like the Viking Trail, which is already Europe's biggest precision rifle match, is going to be even bigger this year. And I'm not going to lie, we were there last year, and I've
Oh,
got some serious FOMO going on for not being there this year.
oh, massively. I wish I was going. I wish I was going. It's an amazing match. It really is. Really is.
It'll be good. So the Cregar Rimfire qualifier, that's going to go live on Ultimate Ballistics next week.
Yep. So it's going live next week. The first one is live now, by the way. I've just looked. We've got 30 shooters booked on, so there's still plenty of space. Don't feel like you just because it's a qualification match you don't want to go or you can't go or it's going to be too hard. It's not going to be hard match. There'll be a few hard stages there to separate the guys who are aspiring to be on the GB team, but most of it will be more than accessible. It'll be a really good fun match over 2 days. The I think there's about 10 or 15 spaces left, so please do, if you're interested, get yourself booked on. You don't have to be a GBPR member to shoot it. Just go onto our website under the events page. All the information is listed there. Just go onto Ultimate Ballistics and book on it. It couldn't be easier.
That's good. And whilst you were talking, Duncan McElwain has confirmed it is Cregar.
Ah, I got it wrong. I got
Thanks,
something right
Dunks. Well done, Jack. Then September will be held at Monmouth, and the date for that is still TBC.
Yep.
Keep an eye on the GBPRA Facebook and website for the details for the Monmouth qualifier. That will be at some point in September, and hopefully not when there's some of us at the World Championships, which is
No.
probably trying to deconflict those dates. Is
Yep.
why it's still TBC.
Yeah, exactly right. We're trying to make it work around everyone else's dates so everyone can attend.
Cool. So we're back up. We got 20 people watching now. So let's get on to the giveaway. And the giveaway it's just one of the benefits of being a GBPRA member. These monthly giveaways are going to be something that we'll do month on month on month. So if you represent a company who would like to give something away to GBPRA members, please get in touch either through the website, Facebook, however. It'd be great. So in addition,
I'll just talk. Shall I just talk about how it's gonna or how it works, or who gets entry into, or how it works. So
yeah,
if you're it's basically be a raffle. If you're a member, you get an entry, and then if you've shot a match this month in the month that we're doing the video, then you get an extra entry. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then it's just going to be random number drawn. So I've done a load of jiggery pokery with Excel spreadsheets, and we've got a list of numbers. Just going to generate a couple of random numbers, and you'll get a prize basically.
cool. So as well as monthly giveaways, there's other benefits to being a GBPRA member. There's exclusive member discounts on all sorts of websites for
Yep.
kit, gear, and everything else. Your scores will count towards the Centify leaderboard, so they'll be tracked. And if you want to be considered to represent Team GB, it is a stipulation that you have to be a member of the GBPRA.
Yep.
So this month's giveaway is courtesy of MDT and the guys from the UK, the MDT UK team. So we've got a MDT. Next round is on the t-shirt. We've got an MDT trucker hat, and we've got an amazing selection of MDT patches, stickers, and all sorts of goodies that will be posted out to you tomorrow. So, Jack, if you want to draw, let's see who's going to win something. And as before, if you'd like to have prizes given out for the GBPRA, please get in touch.
Yeah, please do. I mean, let's face it, we know who's going to win.
I think Charles Martin was watching earlier, if not now. So, yeah, Jamie got it right.
Yeah, Charles Martin is going to win because he always wins. Charles does Alan get 15 entries? No, so it's only one. So if you shoot 5 matches in April, you get one extra entry. If you shoot one match in April, you get one extra entry. Can we ban him from the giveaway? If anyone wasn't there earlier in the year, yeah, Charles Martin won pretty much everything at our last raffle. Right, so just so everyone's happy that there is it's all fair. So I got my random number generator here, and we've got 202 entries. So first number is 160, which is okay, Ryan Charlton.
I think we should probably draw that again.
Yeah, let's try that again, shall we? Paul Sharman. So
Brilliant stuff.
Paul Sharman.
So,
There we
Paul
go.
Sharman, congratulations. You've won this month's MDT goodie pack. Congratulations. I'll get that off in the post to you tomorrow.
Yep.
Anything else to add, Jack? I think we've covered everything.
No, I don't think there's anything else to cover. I think we've yeah, we'll be smoother next month. I promise.
And one thing to add is if you're running a match, a club match, you're ready for guests. There's a load of people who would love to come and support it, and there's a load of help available for you from the GBPRA if
Yep.
you're wanting to do so. Please get in touch. All of us want to see more matches, more places, to do more shooting, because people pressing triggers is what it's all about.
It is, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Right. Well, good night, everyone. I guess I'll end it there.
Excellent. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next month.
See you next month.